Okay, so it is currently 6:13 a.m. and it is regional day, which is exciting. So we're getting ready to go to this regional and we're going to try to do our best. Our objectives today are to get top 8 so we can get the new map. And we need to go pick up my buddy Rob because he's my good luck charm. And the only time I've ever topped, I drove him to the regional, so I got to still drive him every single time now. But before that, we need to go to the gas station. I need an energy drink because I'm really tired. Okay, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye. You guys thought you were gonna get B-roll of me driving? Nah, you're not finding out where I live. We went with the double Diet Dr. Pepper plus gas station sandwich combo. And now it is time for me to drive an hour down to go get my friend so I can go pick him up because, like I said, I need him. He's my good luck charm. All right, I'll see you guys there. All right, we're at Rob's house. We're just gonna wait. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about what I expect and what I'm hoping this regional is gonna look like. And then if I'm right, hopefully I do well. So I expect it to be a lot of Bystial. I expect it to be a lot of Maliss. Those are what I expect the top 2 decks to be. I do expect in general of representation at the regional there to be more blue eyes, and there probably should be because it's the first regional in this area after blue eyes came out. So I expect there to be a lot of blue eyes players that are going to be around. And then I actually expect there to be a lot of Fire King, like more than there should be, because this is the first regional in this area since YCS Birmingham and Dinko Bowie went with Fire King. So I'm hoping that, because I'm going to play Maliss today, that my deck matches up well. Hoping people don't draw Lancia, and I'm hoping I draw Crossout just in case they do. So thanks. I'll see you guys later. All right, we are in the garage at the convention center. Objectives for right now: get checked in, get our packs, and do not spend any money at the vendors. My wife's gonna be real mad at me if I spend money at the vendors. I'll catch you guys after round 1. We're not spending any money. All right, so we won round 1. We had to do some crazy stuff to get there. We had to cross out our own Chesty Cat so we could make Cryptor live, but we did it. We got the dub 1-0 so far this tournament. I'm gonna put the update back out after round number 2. Round 2 update. We played against Matthew Beck, who top 8'd in YCS Anaheim. I won game 1. I had a crazy hand. His hand was all hand traps and then like Night Sword Serpent and Bystial Cross, and then my hand wasn't great going into game 2. He full comboed, and then we went into game 3. My only play was White Rabbit, and he ended up Valor in the White Rabbit. I cross out in hand, but I don't have Valor in my deck to cross out, so it ended up resolving. I passed, and he went to his turn, and he had everything, and I didn't have enough interruptions, so I said, you got it, bro. There's nothing I can top deck to end up winning this game. So we were 1-1 after round 2. Get you guys after round 3. All right, round 3 we won. We played against Heroes. He misplayed a little bit in the last game because he ended up using Fusion Destiny and he locked himself too early, and then he couldn't extend, and he kept trying, and he ended up actually comboing himself out of any interruptions, and I had absolute gas in my hand. So we ended up winning game 3, and we're going into round 4 2-1. I'll catch you guys after round 4. We're about to go on the lunch break. All right, we just finished round 4. I lost the mirror. It is what it is. He was able to banish my Cryptor face down with Metaltronus, and then he was able to stop me from getting my White Binder back on the board. So I really had no grind game, and then he just outpaced me, and I ended up losing. So we went 2-2. I decided to drop because I already have my invite, and I don't need to try to take somebody else's invite. I'll catch you guys at the deck profile, and I'll get that coming at you right now. So let's hop right into the deck profile of my, let's just put it bluntly, relatively disappointing 2-2 finish at this regional. So I played 3 Dormouse. I played 3 White Rabbit. I played 2 Chesty Cat. So this has kind of just become, from what I've seen, the standard, ratios for Maliss cards. You don't want to see the Chesty Cat too often, but you don't want to see it not enough. You have, very few Maliss names. So this is kind of what I fell to when I was looking at lists, and I decided that's what I want to play for myself. For the spells, I did play 3 of the field spell with 1 terraforming. I always side out 1
field spell when I'm going second, and I keep the terraforming in just because I don't necessarily want to see it in my opening hand, and it's just kind of a habit that I built up from when I was playing the striker version, because I always want to have the extra spell in the grave. I don't know if I should continue to do that, but that's just kind of what I normally have done. I guess when I go second, I can actually probably side out the terraforming and the underground, so I don't play in heavily into Droll. And then I played the 1 Gold Sark. This is another starter, another extender. I played 3 Allure of Darkness. It's just a really strong extender to get like Maliss cards out of your hand, on top of the fact that like it also gets you 2 free cards when you have a Maliss card to send off. It's just a fantastic card in the Maliss deck. And then I played the 3 mandatory traps. I think it's very, very standard in terms of what you're going to be looking at from a Maliss like engine Maliss deck. Obviously, GWC06 is your most important Maliss trap. Unfortunately, the game that I got knocked out and I ended up deciding that I wanted to drop, my opponent, was able to, he was able to negate my GWC06. And so when the GWC06 can't bring back my, my white binder, it really hurts. So that's why I ended up ultimately knocking me out. Then I got again into my Bystial package. I played 1 Magnemut. Magna is just a fantastic card. I don't think I saw it once all day, which I had. I then played 3 Druisworm. Don't worry, I saw all 3 Druisworms. In fact, I saw all 3 Druisworms in one hand in one game. And then Baldrake. I saw all 3 Baldrakes in one hand. But that goes along with the 3 Druisworm that I did end up playing, and I did see, a decent amount. Best part of the day was, simplified game state, activating Druisworm, banish, white binder, and then reset everything. Ended up working out pretty well that game. I think that was against Heroes in round 3. And then finally into the hand trap lineup. So I played 3 Ash. I played 3 Fua. I wanted to main deck the Fua, especially since there's going to be more Maliss, there's going to be Fiendsmith Raziel, there's going to be stuff that's going to be a lot of decks that are going to be special summon from the extra deck. From the deck, so I wanted to play 3 of in the deck, and the new Abow gives you a discard outlet, so I decided to play it in the main deck and just in case, and then have the Abow if I wanted to discard it. I played 3 Imperm. I played 3 Impulse just because they're insane. I played 1 Talent to try to because I thought there was going to be a lot of hand traps, so I wanted to try to punish them. I played 1 Called By. I didn't see this or this in my 4 rounds, but to be fair, small sample size. I didn't play very many rounds. Next up is the extra deck. I played 1 Link Decoder for the combo. I played 1 Link Spider. I actually put this Link Spider back in because I saw in testing how helpful it was in combos through Nib. It came up once today when I played against Mitsurugi Raziel in game 1. He nibbed me and I was still able to OTK. To be fair, his entire hand was just hand traps. So he passed to me, I went second, and then he had 3 hand traps and I just was able to push through. I mean, the Link Spider helped, but it might have been better if it had been a Typhon in the long run. Played 1 Lizard for the combo, 1 Splash Mage, just because it's a really good extender. Sometimes you have to use it, especially if you don't start very well, if you get hand trapped a lot. I played 1 Nightmare Cerberus. I cut the Nightmare Phoenix for the Cerberus just because I wanted more monster removal instead of spell and trap removal. I didn't want to prioritize the spell and trap removal as much. I played 1 IP, played 1 SP, 1 Dark for the Mirror. I played 1 Mirror, and this is the match that knocked me out. And I had an opportunity to make Dark, and it would have solved all my problems if I was able to make Dark and go, continue to play. And I looked at his graveyard in turn 4, and he had no Maliss monsters in his graveyard. He had no Darks in his graveyard, so I couldn't take anything to keep playing. And I was like, oh no. So unfortunately it never came up, but in theory it's really, really strong. One red ransom, one hard scripter, and one white binder. White binder is the most important card in the strategy. Like, that's just your win condition in general. These two are your most important cards. The red ransom is really good, and I use it like in lines where I need to extend, or I don't have like, or I've played through a lot of hand traps and I need to get into more Maliss names. But generally speaking, these are your two most important cards. You know, recycling Maliss cards and then resetting, and like this is your follow-up and how you can explode. And I lost my last round because my opponent was able to banish this face down with a Metal Tronus, and he was able to Ash the white binder effect to summon back, and then he was able to impulse the GW6 to summon it back. So this cut me completely off from it, and I can't come back from that. The one at Bow, I made it twice all day. I don't think I made the Griffin at all. Just no combo lines where I was able to make it. Playing through so much interruption, like the Griffin just never happened. Like I never had a point where I could make enough bodies to summon Griffin and then go into a bow after. I played Access Code just for the OTKs. It's insane in Malice as an extender. It's an OTK, like it's just a fantastic card. And I played the one Zoroboros. This is like my idea, my spice, which it was fine. Like, it came up once where I ended on a Zoroboros, and that was against Heroes, and I GW 6 and banished their whole board, and then all they had left was Fusion Destiny, and then I impulsed it, and he scooped. It was fine. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't bad. It was what it was. Then getting into the side deck, I played one Rivalry. This actually was fantastic. I saw it once, and it won me the game. 100%. Just won me the game. Played against Mitsurugi Raizio, and if I hadn't seen it, I would have lost. One Duster, just to have a little bit of back row hate. I played 3 Droll. Never saw it. Wish I had. It would have helped out a lot. Played 3 Lancia. I did see it. Unfortunately, I saw it too late in my mirror match with Maliss, so it didn't really come up the way that I wanted it to. But, you know, you got to play it. 3 Perulia. Again, I never saw it. I wished I'd seen it. 1 Meowth. I actually just played it as a crossout target because I had an extra spot in my deck. But I actually did draw it against my Maliss opponent in round 4. And unfortunately, it was when the game was already over, so I just normal summoned it and crashed into his white binder just so I could lose in style. And then I played 3 crossout Designator. So that is the deck profile. Let's get right into the discussion of the deck. Okay, let's talk about it. What did I like? What didn't I like? What happened? How did everything go? And what we're going to do going forward. So what happened? We got there. I played in the regional, obviously. Round 1, I played against Raizio, and I won. I had to do some, I misused some of my resources, which wasn't a good sign that I was making misplays so early. But I got bailed out because I was able to, when I was going for a game, I needed a Maliss name to be able to banish, to make Cryptor live. And so I was able to cross out my own Chessy Cat in order to make Cryptor live so I could shuffle back the Chessy Cat. Next round 2, I played against, I believe his name is Matthew Beck. He got top 8 at YCS Anaheim. He was a really good player. He bricked in game 1. So I ended up OTKing him through 3 hand traps. Then game 2, he drew a lot better. I didn't have enough gas. I ended up drawing like 2 Maliss traps. And so I had Impulse in a Bystial Baldrake and then Dormouse. And then I drew into I think the 3rd Maliss trap. So I couldn't break his Mitsurugi board. And then I lost in game 3. My only play was normal summon White Rabbit. I didn't have a Bystial in order to extend. So I ended up losing to him in round 2. We got a little unlucky. It is what it is. Then in round 3, I won against Heroes. He just kind of like got himself in a bad spot in game 3, and he overspun his wheels, and he had no interruptions. I normal summon Dormouse, and he was just like, I'm not gonna make you play it out. Like, you got it. He had no cards in hand. He had a Cross Crusader on field, and that was it. He was like, you got it, man. Round 4, unfortunately, our final round, I played the mirror, and I just lost. It is what it is. Round 1, I misplayed for sure. I mean, game 1 of that round, I misplayed for sure. I just didn't use my resources efficiently. And then game 2, I went first. He had an Ash for my white binder. He then had the Impulse on the next turn for my GWC06 to summon it back. And then he had Metaltronus to banish my Heart Scriptor face down. And after that, really, I had no grind game at all. I had no way to like get into more bodies. And so he just outpaced me, and he had it. Like I mentioned in the deck profile, I had Dark for, situations where I could Dark take something out of their graveyard. And the only time that I was able to really make Dark and it came up, he had no Darks in his graveyard. So it never mattered. I was 2-2. I'd lost every die roll. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to drop. Like, I have no chance of getting top 8. That was my goal, was top 8. I already have my invite, so I don't need to stick around and try to play for it. So me and my friends decided, let's go to Chili's. And then my wife and I went out to a movie with some friends of ours, and we had a great time. But, what went wrong for me at the regional? And I think what just went wrong, we got a little unlucky. I was a little tired. I didn't play as well as I feel I should have. Unfortunately, I don't have these games recorded from the regional, so I can't go back and watch them and see what I did wrong. Game 2 against the Maliss mirror, dude has Ash, Impulse, and Metaltronus, and a starter. It is what it is. Like, sometimes you just lose, and it happens. If I didn't have my invite, I would have kept playing, because try to earn it. It was a 340 person regional, so top 48 got invites, so I would have kept playing to try to earn, but I already have it. So I was like, you know what? I don't need to keep playing. I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my day, because I had to work today because the regional was on a Sunday, and I teach, and I needed to be able to go home and get some rest at a reasonable hour and not be there for, all 9 rounds if I didn't have to be. Where are we going to go from here? So going forward, we're going to continue to play Maliss. We're going to test out different cards. As you guys, I'm sure, noticed, I didn't play Metaltronus in my deck list, and that was probably a mistake. I probably should have cut the Talents and the Call by the Grave, or at least move the Call by the Grave to the side, and instead of the Meowls, and then played 3 Metaltronus in the main and gone up to 41 cards, and just dealt with being slightly less consistent. After that, I'm going to test some more decks. 7 Tachyon is going to come out soon, and it's going to make, Ryzeal stronger. It's going to make Maliss weaker, because 7 Tachyon can search Lancia. We're going to have to test some different things. We're going to obviously continue to test Maliss. It's my current favorite deck to play, but we're also going to take a look at some of my old favorites. We're going to try out Fire King, similar to how Dinkabui played it. We're going to try out Centurion, because Centurion just won the Houston Regional, and I thought Centurion was dead, so I haven't really looked at it. But you know what? I love playing Centurion, so I am excited to be able to test it out. Maybe we'll try, some Runic brews, some Runic builds, playing like Bystial Runic. And then maybe we'll try out, some tiers, some really like board breakery heavy engine decks, and see how those do. But right now, we've got the next regional isn't for another month. It's going to be in March. And then after that, I think there might be a regional in April. I haven't really looked forward to that super far. I'm not super sure. And then we have YCS Providence in May, which, we got to get ready for it, because it's going to be right when a new set comes out. It's going to make Maliss a lot stronger. And I'm really excited, because last time I went to an event that a set dropped on the day of the event. It was the NAWCQ with Infinite Forbidden, and I played White Forest, and I played the absolute worst Runic White Forest build you've ever seen. And maybe I will show it one day, but I don't even own any of the White Forest cards anymore. I really enjoyed playing Runic White Forest, but I really enjoyed playing it after I copied Joshua Schmidt's list and Pock's list and actually figured out how to play it for real. And that's when I discovered I'm not the greatest deck builder in the world, and I really need to try to copy other people. With that said, you know, my final thoughts, my final feelings, I'm disappointed with how this weekend went. You know, I'm coming off of some regionals where I did really well. I went 5-2 before I dropped in the previous regional. The regional before that, I went 7-1 and only lost in the final round. Ended up coming in 5th. And, you know, to go from those two results to coming, you know, going 2-2 was a little disappointing for me. But you know what? We got to keep trying, get back up on that horse. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.